There is a lot of story that we need to tell as people of African descent. And of course, all of us now, we know that we are intentional about telling our story, that we need to be the one to tell our story. We don't want other people coming around to tell us who we are, what we are, and what we should do, and how we should do what we should do. No, this is our story. We should be the one to tell it. We should use it to build ourselves, to bond among ourselves, and to heal ourselves. 2004, when I got to Italy, at the point I started to find out about the story of Africans in this part of the world, in northern Italy. That is where I live. So that is how I started this research about the presence of Africans in northern Italy.
Greetings, everybody. Alafia, which is a holistic greeting in the Yoruba tradition. I support African women ministers who would like to add spirituality to their ministry in particular, and others in the diaspora generally, to make a cultural reconnection, spiritual connection, emotional, psychological, intergenerational healing, strengthening their identity, bringing harmony and balance to their lives through ancestral healing, and reclaiming our traditions, looking back to our elders, our ancestors, to gain wisdom, direction, instruction, protection in these challenging, tender times that we're living.
Today's conversation is an important one because it's talking about healing the diaspora through storytelling. But of course, it's true that we are always using the diaspora here, but we are essentially talking about African. Whether you are Africans in Africa or Africans in the diaspora, all of us are connected. We are one people and we are joined by one destiny. Of course, we remember all this one if we are looking at terms like Pan-Africanism now, that all of us are one people. So there is none of us that is separated, maybe just because you are living in Brazil or you are living in somewhere in the world that you are not part of the family. No, we are one family. We are bound by one destiny. And we should, in fact, be doing this on a continuous basis, that we are pursuing our collective interests. We are watching each other's back instead of stabbing each other in the back. In this way, we will be able to water any storm. Whatever is on our way will become our way. There is nothing that can stop us if we are working together as a people, because we are a formidable force in the world. I'm talking of African and of course also the African diaspora. We are hundreds of millions of people. So we are not a force that is just going to be dragged to one angle. Only when we refuse to leverage our force, that is when that can happen. So healing the diaspora through storytelling is something that we are really intentional about today. And we want to look at how that can be possible for us. And of course, we're going to be learning from those who are using storytelling in what they do. And what is even about this storytelling anyway? And of course, we're also going to be hearing from people who are using this as a tool for their work. Now, where are we coming from? 2004, when I got to Italy, at the point I started to find out about the story of Africans in this part of the world, in northern Italy. That is where I live. So that is how I started this research about the presence of Africans in northern Italy. Only that the story that I'll be gathering, talking with people, interviewing them, and talking to different people that I know, each of them moving me to the next person, I gather a word of experience about our people here. So this is where we are coming from, documenting our experiences and making sure that that is available for other people who are going to be here when maybe we are no longer here, who can take it and do whatever they want to do with it in advancing the common cause. So this is what it's all about. And today, of course, we are looking at healing the diaspora through storytelling. And I have beautiful people in the room who are going to be doing justice to that. And I'm going to be doing what I know how to do, which is asking questions. I ask a lot of questions.
Greetings, everybody. Alafia, which is a holistic greeting in the Yoruba tradition. I'm Nigerian. I'm from the Yoruba culture. My name is Gloria Tinu Ogumbadejo. I'm an ordained minister, a psychotherapist, a writer, and an ancestral healing coach. I'm hoping everybody can hear me clearly. Lovely. So I support African women ministers who would like to add spirituality to their ministry in particular, and others in the diaspora generally, to make a cultural reconnection, spiritual connection, emotional, psychological, intergenerational healing, strengthening their identity, bringing harmony and balance to their lives through ancestral healing, and reclaiming our traditions, looking back to our elders, our ancestors, to gain wisdom, direction, instruction, protection in these challenging, tender times that we're living. I'm offering a 5-day free introduction to ancestral healing, debunking the myths and misinformation around this important lost process tradition that leads us to claim our divine strengths, gifts, and blessings. To find out more, if you're interested, I'm on LinkedIn, and you can also find me on my website, which is gloriaogumbadejo.com.
All right, that's cool. We'll come back to Gloria later. And of course, the rule is always that we have to go to the lady first before we move to the man. That is the rule. That is how we are educated. Hello, and thank you for checking out this video. I'm Obehi Ewanfoh, the host of the African Diaspora Storytelling series. Every 2 weeks, we meet up on LinkedIn to talk about different ways we can leverage the power of storytelling as people of African descent. Now, this is it. We are uniting the millions of Africans in the diaspora through the power of our story. It does sound like what you are interested in. Make sure to subscribe to this channel and share this video with your friends who might need it. Now, back to today's conversation. So that means I'm going to be passing the mic to Dr. Marcia Thomas. Marcia, thank you for joining us again. We are always happy to have you. Please go ahead and tell the people who you are and what is your first take on today's conversation.
Good morning, everyone, or good night, depending on where you're from. I am Dr. Marcia Thomas. I am a Christian by profession, and I am also a Christian leadership coach and a professional life coach. I empower top Christian professionals in their professional space to achieve success in relation to their personal and professional lives. I support them and empower them to remain relevant, exemplary, and resilient while incorporating their faith and their core values into their profession. I help them to embrace their true and authentic self so they can be true to all men and also themselves. I am also an author of a recent book that is called A Leader Like You, that is on Amazon, and it helps Christian career professionals, high achievers, wellness experts, and other coaches to harness their superpower in their career professional spaces. I also write textbooks for children in which I tell children's stories, and I help them to see their stories on pages and to interact with their stories through critical thinking and problem solving, so they change their future and realize that they are their greatest assets. They embrace and accept and love themselves. I am particularly honored to be on this program from week to week as we talk about the diaspora, as we make meaningful connections, and as we heal through crafting and telling our unique stories and experiences and our journey for 2024. We hope to have a translation of how we connect with each other, how we bond, how we appreciate, and how we honor the differences in each other, and makes what is good in us firm and inclusive, so together as a nation we can remain resilient, we can remain strong, we can remain relevant and we can remain powerful enough to change our lives and the lives of those who will come behind us. We want them to find us very faithful and find the strength to walk through any storm and emerge stronger, wiser, and better. That is the take I want to start with as we look at healing the diaspora through storytelling. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Matsia. That is really powerful. That is interesting. It might sound that, usually because you speak for a longer term, that is a little bit short, but that is powerful. That is really deeply rooted. I pick up two things there. That we need to look for a way to bond among ourselves as people of African descent. We don't need to take that lightly. That is very profound and it's important. And then we also need to look for a way to celebrate ourselves. You see, all these are going to be very important now within the topic that we have picked for the day, which is healing the diaspora through storytelling. There is a lot of story that we need to tell as people of African descent. And of course, all of us now, we know that we are intentional about telling our story, that we need to be the one to tell our story. We don't want other people coming around to tell us who we are, what we are, and what we should do, and how we should do what we should do. No, this is our story. We should be the one to tell it. We should use it to build ourselves, to bond among ourselves, and to heal ourselves. So those are really important words for me. Thank you so much for that.